going on, guys? It's Tim with the Gutter Growth Podcast. I got a special guest. Actually, I'm going to have you help me with this introduction because I don't want to butcher your name. Tom, how do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah, it's Hallmiller. It's very German. So
okay, I got a little German in me too.
Nice.
So you're with INVO PEO. So, Tom, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the company and what you guys do?
Yeah. So INVO PEO is a payroll, work comp, and we file taxes on the insured's behalf. We love startups. That's kind of our bread and butter. And I really appreciate the time on Gutter Growth today to be able to talk to you about this, because I really think that we can help, everyone watching this podcast, especially people that are, doing business. Roofing and gutter is a tough class of business. We all know that. And trying to get workers' compensation in Florida for that exposure is very tough. And really tough. we want to be the, the middleman to try to help you get comp and everything and get started out on the right foot with payroll and filing taxes and everything that you don't want to do, we can do for you so you can bid on jobs and make money.
I know a lot of guys, I would say most of them, right? Like, they start a gutter company, they get going, but they just don't realize that they have to have all the legalities set when it comes to matching taxes, workers' comp. And a lot of them are just cutting checks and 1099 in them and just kind of, not realizing how much risk they're actually putting themselves and their employees.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we want to take that liability off the hands of the insured, right? Nobody wants to file taxes or pay employees, and mess that up. Once you have payroll that's messed up, you have upset employees, and then you don't have employees at all. So we want to be, that liaison to be able to help, get the business started out on the right foot. This covers W-2 employees. So, if you need to be a W-2 employee to be covered under this program, but we will take care of everything behind the scenes for you. We have a whole HR department. You can layer in 401k, health benefits. You name it, we're a one-stop shop, but bare bones, we can do the payroll, work comp, and taxes for you.
I'm a big fan of this service because I've used it for years. It's hard when you got to go buy a separate policy and then you got a company doing the payroll and then you're getting audited and then maybe it didn't match up and now you owe more on the work comp or, whatnot. And so this way it's kind of completely off your plate. They're just handing it over to you. From my understanding, like you'll have a work week Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday or whatnot. You'll keep all those hours or whatever they made. And then maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, they turn it into you and then you got paychecks on Friday.
Correct. Yeah. Direct deposit. And we have pay cards, which are preferred methods. And then if you do have to do live checks, there's a processing fee, delivery fee, and what have you. But we have pay cards that are instant. We can load those funds right then and there and pay the employees on a pay card, just like an ATM debit card.
Really? Mm-hmm. So they'll have a card that you give them and it just loads up and then they could transfer it to their bank or whatever? We
can do that. Absolutely. Or direct deposit right to their account.
Right.
But yeah, those are great, two great methods right there and to get the employees paid and paid quickly.
Okay. And, the thing is, I had a friend that just ended up breaking his leg. He had work comp on all his guys, but he didn't have it on himself. I'm always a fan of just putting yourself in that policy too and paying.
Absolutely.
Payroll.
100%. If you're the owner, 9 times out of 10, you're not doing any of the risky stuff, but there is that time that you could be on that roof inspecting or something like that and something happens. You want to be covered, that's the bottom line.
It actually happened to me. I had a Christmas light business I started about 2 years ago. It's going to be coming up on my 3rd season. But the first season, I had three employees. I really didn't have any business helping them, but I kind of it was the first season and I just wanted to see how the processes were. And because it was such a short season, it's like an 11-week thing. I didn't put it on myself. I should have. And that was the time that I fell. And then it was just all on me.
Right. Yeah. And that's not good. Right. that gets very expensive. And you want to put that on your medical bill. You'll have medical insurance, but then you have copays, deductibles, all that stuff to meet. It can be very costly.
What if 3 days could unlock the growth your gutter business needs to dominate your market? Gutter Summit 2025 is not another conference. It's your shortcut to the exact strategies and tactics real contractors use to scale aggressively. Get inside the minds of industry titans, hands-on breakout sessions, and high-impact networking designed to fast-track your growth. Not only will you get an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of Spectra and hands-on product training, VIP ticket holders gain access to private bourbon tastings, premium cigars, and next-level networking conversations that turn into six-figure deals. We're limiting this summit to just 260 hungry contractors. Once we're sold out, we'll unfortunately have to stop all sales and start a wait list for the following year, so time is of the essence. And the longer you wait, the more you'll pay. Ticket prices will rise each month leading up to the event. Gutter Summit, Atlanta, Georgia, at the beautiful Georgian Terrace Hotel. Practical tactics, proven growth, unparalleled value. Your next level breakthrough starts here. Reserve your spot.
So you work mostly with startups?
I do a lot with startups. Yeah. I mean, we also, are well versed in, 3, 4, 5-year businesses, but startups is really what we can help. I mean, most businesses start out and fail within the first year. We like to try to be that, support behind the scenes, get good habits formed right out of the gate. And so that way, when you have good habits, I have clients that have been with me for 6 years. I mean, we don't just do this class of business. We do cell phone towers, tree trimmers. I mean, you name it, some of the tougher stuff to do. And they love the service and have been with me for 6 years. I was a former restaurateur. That's what I did. I was at Fleming Steakhouse, and I was, one of the wine managers there. Yep. And our proprietor came in and for INVO, looked at me and was like, how much longer are you going to keep doing this, Tom? You can be selling workers' comp and payroll, and I think you do really well at it. And 6 years later, here I am, I mean, it's great background as far as customer service and everything else with the restaurant industry, but you really have to have customer service when you're doing this. This is your livelihood. This is your company. We want to make sure that you're covered and everything is taken care of. That's how, really INVO is a family-based corporation, right? I mean, it's Bill and Bob, the brothers. We're up here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, I love Knoxville.
Man, Knoxville's a great area, dude. I grew up in Florida, love Florida, but I love to visit Florida. Not so much live there anymore, man. I like the seasons and the mountains. So, we moved up here, and it's fantastic up here. And, but Florida's our best state. So I'm in Florida all the time trying to recruit business and trying to get new business. It's a very good state for us. It's growing. It's a very friendly state for business, which is fantastic. And especially in your line of business with roofing and gutters and everything. I mean, it goes hand in hand. I mean, we really have a great program set up just for what you guys do specifically.
And sometimes these trades can be hard to even get policies in.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go to the JUA, the state fund for Florida, it can take you up to 2 months. And it can be very, very costly and expensive. So with us, I mean, we could literally get your information. I could get a quote to you same day, and we could bind coverage and get you on the job site the next day. I mean, it's a very quick process. And
you're not having to put out 5, 10, 20 grand on a work comp policy up front. It's just like, however much you're paying out, it's going to be like a certain percentage of the labor, if I'm correct.
So the basic setup is $750, right? $750 to get set up, where you could be paying up to 40% of premium in a standard policy just to get started. So $750 to get started. There's admin fee for the percentage for your payroll, and then you have your work comp rate. And everything's buttoned up on an invoice. You'll have your admin, your work comp, your taxes, all buttoned up on an invoice to approve, and then your employees get paid. Everything works seamlessly.
Have you ran into anyone that like kind of neglected, maybe they came to you after, but maybe neglected paying all the payroll taxes correctly, and then has that backfired on them?
It has, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, great question. I mean, I get that all the time where they messed up payroll taxes. IRS is breathing down their neck. You don't want that. I don't want that. No. Yeah. So, I mean, the last person you want to mess with is the IRS. Let us take that liability for it and do all the payroll taxes and everything. They'll be coming after us if anything's messed up, not you.
So I'm glad you said that. you take the liability. So it's almost like they're your employees, but we're leasing them from you, even though we control them and we're the ones that hired them.
Right. It's basically a co-employment arrangement. And that being, you guys are the business. You run your business better than we would. What we can do behind the scenes is the payroll and the taxes and everything else. And that's where the co-employment relationship is.
Now, you also mentioned work comp and all, or not work comp, the benefits.
Yeah, 401k and everything.
401k and all that. So
sure,
that's a lot of things that people just don't have to offer. So when they go ahead and sign up for your service, now they're able to pass that on to the employee.
Correct.
It's more like if you're trying to hire, you're going to get better hires if you're offering these type of things.
We find that top talent, you have to offer those kind of things to get the best talent, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, people are looking for benefits and what have you. So, we have those offerings if they want. I mean, it's not, you don't have to do it, but at the end of the day, it's a nice caveat to get some of that better talent and to keep long-term employees.
And even if they're not contributing to say the insurance or whatnot, it's at least it's available for them to be able to get.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
Because it's probably a discounted rate because it's through the company and.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a whole benefits team behind the scenes that can do that. Plus we have an HR director as well. With the HR director, say, Mr. Smith John Smith comes in late every day and you need to figure out how to either reprimand him, fire him, what you need to do. You can call the HR person and they can give you direction on, here's some documentation. This is what I would do in this situation. That always comes up. Something else I need to talk about is with a PEO, you can also get EPLI coverage. All right.
What is it?
So EPLI.
Okay.
And so with EPLI, that covers discrimination and anything else. How in the workplace, you can get a discrimination charge.
Yeah.
Former restaurateur, I mean, that's pretty commonplace with discrimination or, sexual harassment or anything like that. And the PEO can provide coverage for that.
It's pretty important that you have these processes in place. Like if someone's not doing the right thing, that you write them up. So you got so many write-ups so that when you do get rid of them, you don't have all this liability.
Correct.
I feel like everyone's neglecting that too. They're just going day by day, and then they get mad one day and you're fired, and now you might have some type of lawsuit or a case to deal with.
100%. And then on top of that, we also have safety videos and training videos. We have a whole library of that, for onboarding and new hires. So that way, I mean, you're doing your due diligence too, right? And we have a whole portfolio and library of videos and pamphlets to give out. So that way, when you're doing, your pre-meeting, your shift meetings or anything like that, you have things to talk about too that are safety related. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean that needs to be top of mind, especially in this industry. I mean, if you fall off a ladder or off a roof, you're going to injure yourself pretty good. I mean, so being safe, making sure you have tie downs, making sure that things are in place really helps.
And it's going to happen. Like you think that accidents don't happen, they do. I've had a couple work comp claims over the past couple of years. Had one last year with my Christmas light business.
Right.
And it's never even been something that was super dangerous. It was like they were on a 6-foot ladder or, an 8-foot ladder and fell and then got majorly hurt.
Right.
So it happens when you least expect it. I had one guy that I was coaching like 2 years ago, and I kept telling him, you got to get the work comp, use a payroll company. He just kind of ignored me on it. And, a month later, man, one of his guys fell, it shattered his hip. And like now it's not just the guys. It's not just like, of course, the guy gets hurt. You want to make sure that you could cover all his expenses, but there's like 4 things you want to protect. You want to protect, most importantly, your guy. But the homeowner, like, these homeowners
Right.
are trusting you to go out to their house. They're trusting you not to get them in the middle of a lawsuit because you didn't do your part, keeping your guys protected properly.
Correct.
So, it's the guy, it's the homeowner. Your business is at risk. That guy I was talking about actually went out of business because of it. And if your business is at risk, then you personally are at risk. So it's like,
and your reputation. Yeah, absolutely.
reputation. So you're doing nobody any justice by cheaping out on any of these things.
Correct.
And the good thing about your service or any PEO service is it's pretty much plug and play. You can just get into it.
Exactly. And we'll hold your hand throughout the whole process. When you get onboarded, there's a specific onboarding team member that will be with you for about a month to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And then you go to a designated payroll processor, and that's your payroll processor that you can call. It's a live person. You're not going to go through an automated system or anything else, man. I mean, we have live people that work here, which is another benefit, man. I mean, a lot of places are strictly, tech, and you just get passed along, through automated stuff. Here, you get to talk to somebody live. I've got my cell phone. It's always on. I always answer. Yeah. So, it doesn't matter. You have people here to help.
Where's all your coverage area? I know you said you're heavy in Florida.
We are nationwide.
United States or nationwide?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're nationwide. Just Florida specifically has been such a honey hole for us. A lot of people are moving there. Texas, Illinois have been 2 other states that have been really good. But really the Southeast in general, man. I mean, in Tennessee personally, man, we've got people moving in from California left and right. I mean, I've got 2 of my neighbors just bought houses right next to me. So, and they're both from SoCal. So, we have people moving in here to Tennessee. So that's been a really good state. But the Southeast in general, man, has just been so good. I mean, it's really just kind of exploded over the last probably 2 years, 3 years with everything going on.
Yeah, Tennessee's been marketed pretty hard to Florida. A lot of the Floridians are moving to Tennessee. But
so I'm a halfback. Yeah, I started in Illinois, moved to Florida, and now I'm halfway back where I started. So, yeah.
I worked a storm, I think it was about 13, 14 years ago or so. There in Knoxville, they had a big hailstorm with baseball-sized hail.
Yeah, man, everybody talks about that one. Yeah, I just missed out. I just moved right after that.
I was there, and then actually my son was born in Tennessee while we were traveling. So Tennessee's, right there in Knoxville. So it's got special place in my heart.
Near and dear, definitely. Yeah.
What's some advice you have for some of these guys just starting out? Is there something that sticks out that you could maybe give them a little gold nugget?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the startups that I have are big on compliance, right? They just want to make sure that they are compliant. They don't want to mess up, and they don't want to have, any kind of government officials or anything else after them. And that's where we can come in and really help. And we can make them compliant. There's stop work orders on job sites. You don't have workers' comp. And Florida specifically is very tough in that market. If you don't have, a certificate of insurance on a job site, you get fined. And you don't get fined once, you get fined per day. So, that's where we can really help. Just make sure that, you're compliant, coverage is in place, compliant, and help with, anything else that might need to be helped with from behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Just not worrying about whether you're compliant or not.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't want to have that headache. That's not what you want to do. You want to make sure that everything's running smoothly, and and obviously we're here to help out.
When I had a claim last year, it was pretty smooth.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And also, talking about claims, I mean, your mod can jump up. So your experience mod is kind of like your credit report, but it goes opposite. If you have claims, you have a higher mod, which gets
Okay.
factored into your rate. All right. With a PEO, you're on a master plan, so you're kind of pooling that rate. So if you have a high mod, that's another place that we can help. You do have some claim activity. We can actually lower your cost by coming with a PEO because you're kind of in a conglomerate. I'm glad you brought that up with the claim going smoothly, because that's kind of, because we pool claims together into a big pot and we can discount rates because of that.
Well, actually, I was so surprised. My rates never went up after. It was just,
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, because 9 times out of 10, you
They
get
could.
a couple claims under your belt, man. I've seen.
I didn't have many, thank God, but.
Well, that's good. I mean, you run a tight ship, and that's what it's all about, right? I mean, and carriers see that too. If you don't have a ton of claims or your claims are small, but just remember that frequency leads to severity, right? If you have a lot of little claims, the big one's about to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, we call it a freak accident, a lightning strike or something like that. You can't plan for that. And so, some carriers will kind of wash that freak accident away. But, if you have a lot of little ones and then a freak accident, you're going to be paying a lot.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And then, if you're having a lot of claims, you better start thinking about safety.
100%. Yeah. You probably need to get a safety manager in place and, really kind of get that as a main focus, because it's going to hurt your business for sure. And, your bottom line.
How does someone go about starting with you guys?
Yeah, we'll get a submission together. I'll do a welcome call where we can, do some fact finding on the business. I'll fill out an application. I'll send it into the underwriters. The underwriters will send me back a quote, and we'll talk about those numbers. If those numbers look good, I'll send it to the insurance carrier for approval, and then upon approval, we'll send a contract out, DocuSign, and that contract comes back. We'll go to the onboarding and we get everything set up. I mean, it's very, very seamless. But it starts with the application and kind of that fact finding, making sure that, are you just working in, Florida, for instance, or are you doing some work over the line at Georgia or Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
What the scope of work looks like, how many employees, payroll count, and then just overall job description. Is there anything else? Is there residential remodeling that's going on? That kind of stuff. So just need to do some fact finding. Max height is a big thing. We typically don't. I'd say we don't do anything over 30 feet, but then we also do cell phone towers. So that being said, we can do some height, we can do some hairier stuff. But yeah, that's really, the fact finding is key, and trying to get all the information up front. The last thing you ever want to do is have an underwriter, create a narrative or create a story. You want to be the one creating the narrative and the story the whole time. I will say, if you have a Facebook page, or if you have anything on the web, a website or anything like that, do your due diligence and don't put something stupid on there with, somebody, swinging off a roof. And, once an underwriter sees that, it's done. So
they're probably checking too, huh?
We do our, I do my due diligence before I even send it in. Is this something that, is going to waste time and is going to get declined, or is this a legitimate business? But if they see pictures on the roof without guys with tie downs and stuff, they're already ready to kick it out. So do your due diligence, scrub your websites, make sure your Facebook posts are clean and stuff, and not anything that's, out of control.
Let me ask you, is there a certain minimum payroll someone has to have per week to qualify? Or is it just if they don't reach that minimum, they just pay the admin fee and it doesn't matter?
Yeah, great question. So the payroll is the payroll, right? But the minimums are in place for that exposure. So the $50 admin and the $150 work comp, that's the lowest you're going to pay. So it doesn't matter what your payroll is, you're still going to pay that amount. So, my advice is, if somebody's under that, let's go ahead and hire a couple guys, get them on W-2. You're going to be paying it anyway. So why not have those guys in place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
We do general contractors too. 5606 is a general contracting code, a paper GC, and we do that as well. So, we kind of like a catch-all, if you will, man. We really can do just about anything.
And then you guys have the applications covered too. So you'll provide the business owner with the applications that
Correct.
the applicants will end up filling out, and it's pretty extensive and pretty much covers everything.
That's right. And so, we have applications on, we can do it either paper, or the preferred method is an email link. We just get their name, email address, social, and then send out the email link. Not everybody's computer savvy, unfortunately, man. You would think in 2025, most people would be able to figure it out. But,
Sure, right?
I like to say if you can order something on Amazon and get it to your front door, then you should be able to fill out our paperwork without a problem. So, everybody's buying stuff on Amazon. And so it's that simple. But we also have paper just in case in Spanish and in English, because it's, it's needed. And the paperwork is seamless. And, we have all that paperwork, and we can do E-Verify. If E-Verify is a thing that you need, we can do that. And then also just check the I-9s, with the documentation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. Let's say something. Well, as far as what's the best way for them to get in touch with you if they wanted to go ahead and get this service in place?
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll get you my information afterwards, but you can go to my name, Tom.Hallmiller at INVO PEO.com. And you can just send me a quick message saying, hey, I saw you on Gutter Growth and want to see if we can start doing some business. But Tim, I will give you a link and stuff, and we can put that on your page so that way they can follow that as well. Okay.
Okay, cool. And we'll probably come referral partners too.
Absolutely.
It's almost every day, man. I coach someone and they just don't have anything in place for this. I'm dealing with a lot of startups, and it's just they're not covered in the beginning, and it's something that's important to do right away. Especially even if you're out there doing the work on your own, you need to be covered too.
You do. 100%, man.
You do. It's not worth doing that little form to exempt yourself, because all you're exempting yourself from is getting help when you get hurt.
When you actually need it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
It's not a good exemption.
No, it's not, man. I mean, I really think that, we can partner with you and get a lot of things done as far as, helping the community.
And is it a pretty quick process to get set up?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we can get, the submission in, the fact finding is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Just making sure I have, everything, in order. Underwriting, I should have a quote within a day, within 24 hours. And we can have a contract out that same day. So, I mean, literally I can get a submission and have a contract, and you can be on a job site the next day.
And another thing, if you don't have work comp, you're limiting yourself to so many jobs. I mean, sure, you could get away with, Joe Blow over here letting you do their house, homeowner. But when it comes to something commercial, something big, maybe an apartment complex, they're just simply not going to give you the job if you don't have this.
Right. And
so
that's right. Mm-hmm.
You're opening yourself up to being able to do so much bigger work and more jobs by having it. If you don't have it, you're kind of limiting yourself to even.
You're definitely pigeonholed. Yeah, you're definitely pigeonholed. And then, we're also an AM Best A-rated carrier as well. So if you're looking for government jobs or something like that, I mean, that'll open those doors too.
Mm-hmm. Cool, man. Anything else you got for the audience?
I don't think so. I mean, I really appreciate your time, Tim. Thank you so much for having me on, and really looking forward to helping you and the community.
Good deal, man. I appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely have a link in here for guys to jump on and get in touch with you. Hey, listen, guys, if you don't have work comp, get it. If you don't have it on yourself, please put it on yourself. I've had too many friends get hurt and just nothing. They have no help after that. And you're not doing yourself any favor by saving a couple dollars. You're just not. Protect yourself, protect the homeowner, protect your guys, protect the business, protect everybody, and do business the right way. Tom, I appreciate you coming on here. Have a good day, brother.
You too, man. Thanks.